It's Lori, late night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin, coming to you. We'll pretend that it's still Tuesday, January 20th at like 11:59 p.m., even though I'm a few minutes later, of course. Let me get my devices set up here. We'll make sure we've got sound. Keep your fingers crossed. At like 11:59 oh, yes. p.m. Little raspy voice there. Sorry about that. And let me get my other device going. YouTube made some changes, and I couldn't find my video from last night to make it public. And so that was kind of weird. And we are almost there. We will just get my little welcome comment on here, maybe. There we go. Now we're ready. All right. Looks like I beat everybody here anyway. So, welcome. Juju, welcome. Macman might actually be watching. He was still awake as of just a couple minutes ago, so he might be here. Oh, so how was your day, Juju? And what's the weather like by you? Let me see if he's listening. Are you on YouTube or no? Okay. Juju said, hey, Popo. Well, he's not on, but he said hello. All right, so, yeah, you're going to have an ice storm. We're supposed to get some snow tonight. I think it's already snowing. So, yeah, we're supposed to get anywhere between like 3 inches and 5 inches, but who knows, you know? Who knows? It had started snowing. I haven't checked recently to see what it's looking like, but we're in Wisconsin. So I'll do my quick announcements. I'll kind of fly through them because you, me, and I don't know, somebody else might be here. Feel free to join in the conversation. Welcome. If it's your first time, let me know where you're joining from, and we'll get right down to it. All of the announcements from Stampin' Up, promotions, new products, samples, all that thing, all those sorts of things you can find at my page, which is latenightlory.stampinup.net. Coffee and a card for Wednesday has been postponed. I spoke with the owner. Well, I didn't speak with her. We messaged back and forth because we always confirm everything. In anticipation of the poor weather, she has to drive from another city for her to open up her shop. And she doesn't think she's going to be able to make it if the snow actually comes. So we're setting that over for a week. Then we have got the next day, which isn't on here, but it's with my little post-it note, the 22nd and 23rd, we've got Stampin' Up's virtual card retreat. So this is basically going to be 2 days of master classes. If you're local to me and have ordered the retreat kit, let me know if you want to do a watch party. Whew, lost track of where I was going there. And I will have the studio open. But you need to let me know that you're coming so that I know how many to expect. And you have to have ordered your kit. It doesn't matter if you have it yet. We can still work around it. But you have to have your kit. I'm not going to have enough stuff in my kit to share. I'm still planning on the Zoom team time meeting. 2 o'clock Central Time. I'm going to try to get my email and the link out tomorrow. Or Wednesday, later today, because it is a little after midnight now. New catalog came out. Lots of fun stuff in there. Paper Pumpkin, if you're not a subscriber, you might want to consider it. Monthly kits, most of the contents are a surprise. Everything you need is in the kit. Sometimes it's stamping, sometimes it's not. But as a subscriber, You have the ability to get refill kits and past kits and add-on products and add-on dies. These are quarterly dies that coordinate with whatever the paper pumpkin is for that month. So this goes with January, February, March. The January kit, which we worked on yesterday, has this postage stamp die. Fun. Postage stamp things are really popular right now. But then we've got this sentiment for beautiful and this tulip. So I did this little sample up. Sorry, this is a rerun, Juju, but you're probably busy doing something else anyway and just listening in. So I'll try to be quick. But this sentiment is really nice because the little dot that I usually end up losing, it's all attached. So it's all one piece. You're not going to lose anything. And the tulip die, this die actually cuts out two pieces so that you can make a dimensional, like a 3D tulip. So the smaller piece goes in the back, the bigger piece comes on the front, and it looks like that coned tulip. Really quite cute. If you are not a subscriber and you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me by this next sales period close date of February 10th, I will put your name in a random drawing to receive one of these die sets from me for free, because I can do that if I want. Let's go to bonus days. Earn 'em and Burn 'em Club. Earn your bonus day coupons through February 2nd. For every $50 purchase you make before tax and shipping, you will earn a $5 coupon. You will also get your Stampin' Rewards. Make sure you have an account set up. Make sure that you are opted into rewards, and you'll get double rewards. All right. You can earn as many coupons as you want. I think those are the highlights. If you've got questions, let me know. Oh, redemption period is February 3rd to the 28th. So earn them by February 2nd and burn them by the end of February. All right, so between February 3rd and February 28th. And then product of the month. We're going to play with this tonight. This is a special product, exclusive product that Stampin' Up! Started this program last month. So December was the first month that offered a product of the month, and it was a full pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. This month, it's a stamp set. February, I don't know what it's going to be. They haven't given us any hints yet, and I doubt that they will give us any hints. But this is available when you make a $75 purchase. You have the option of adding this to your cart for $5. This, for those of you who are familiar with Stampin' Up! And this time of year, Stampin' Up! Used to always do Sale-a-bration. Sale-a-bration has gone away. People didn't, interest in that program had been waning for some time. So Stampin' Up! Thought they would try something different. That's where product of the month came from. So we're going to play with this tonight. And I'm going to kind of cheat because I didn't use my time wisely today, or maybe I did use it pretty wisely because we met with friends of ours that were going on a trip later this year, and we were making some plans for that. So we had lunch, made plans. Then, of course, we had to have dessert. And then, I don't know how I spent the rest of the night. Part of it was doing Stampin' Up! Stuff. There was an achiever meeting for a challenge achiever reward. So that was for about like an hour and a half. Usually those are only about an hour. And then I kind of crashed on the couch for a little bit. So we're going to do this. Now, I don't know what kind of sentiment we want to use. Maybe happy birthday, thank you, or hello. Or hello to a fabulous friend, just because. We'll see. But this paper, this is Beach Boardwalk. Yeah. This is a new designer series paper that's in the mini catalog. It's got a lot of colors on here. Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Daffodil Delight. There's a whole bunch. There's some outgoing In colors, there's some new the current in colors. So there's a lot of variety in here. And we made a couple of cards a while back, kind of following a sketch, but I didn't put sentiments on them because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them. And I still haven't done anything more with them. So those are still packaged along with this. So I'm going to kind of copy a fun sample that Stampin' Up! Gave us. Let me go back to the beginning of where I started doing some of these screenshots. There are recipes. So if you're a demonstrator, there are recipes. So you can see what products were used. All right. So if you don't know what this paper is or what this embossing folder is, there is a way you can find out if you're a demonstrator, or by contacting your demonstrator if you're interested in a specific recipe. Let me know if you don't know where to find it. This is a scrapbooking page. And then we've got these couple of cards here. This one, I don't have those dies. I could probably come up with something different with what I do have, but I do have the things to do these. So that's why I pulled out this paper, because I thought it would be fun to make kind of a fun tropical kind of thank you card, maybe. All right, so let's play with this first. We are going to look and see what color we need for the background. Probably strawberry slush or bubble bath, maybe. And let's see if we can find some of these tickets here. I can't tell. I think there's stripes on here, but that's probably from my printer, not from the paper. Juju, what did you work on tonight on your live? This would be fun to make a little bag out of too. I'm going to keep that one out. Because yesterday you were playing with your paper pumpkin kit, because I did catch part of that one. And you made me laugh when you talked about how Riley just whips through it and doesn't even look at the instructions. So I think what we're doing here is we probably just have jelly prints again. Cool. I think we probably just have a piece of white cardstock that they've done some blending brush or some ink blending on here. Let's find some of these palm trees. Oh, really? I know a few days ago you were having trouble with the paper sticking to the plate. Is that the trouble you were having again? Now this is... Hello, Tanya. Welcome. So let me get... There's a sticker sheet too. And I wonder... Well, the sticker sheet doesn't have these... Oh, I wonder if there's a stamp set. Maybe I didn't get the stamp set, hey? Let's take a look. There is a stamp set, and so these are stamped images, and there are dies for that. So guess what? We're going to be doing some fussy cutting. Because these I think I'm going to save. This is a sheet of stickers for scrapbooking. We're going to be taking a vacation later this year, and I want to save those. So let's go ahead and just get our snips. Oh, and I don't know what tickets we want to use. Depends on what color we want to do. Let me go grab the bubble bath. And I think that's lemon lolly. Bubble bath, lemon lolly, and strawberry slush. Sometimes you just have to go with what you've got, right? Oh, the paper pumpkin video was the worst one yet. I don't think so. It may have been a struggle for you. I know you had put a comment on your screen. Oh, and I wanted that to be 6 inches. Oh, well. I'm going to make that into a bag later, but I wanted to get that out of the way. So let's take a look at the base. Let's do a bubble bath. You know, I think it's interesting to see you stretch into a style that you're not used to doing. Oh, and did you see last night where I showed where you had the postcard, but it actually goes on that smaller white card base? Did you see that? I know there were some other comments that people weren't sure what to do with that because the instructions weren't super clear on that. And I had to kind of study it a little bit myself, thinking, this has to go somewhere. Oh, and then your mini dimensionals. Go find them. You have them. You must have them. All right. All right, so we'll do this one. And then we're going to get a piece of basic white. I've got thick white here. So let's just grab a piece of regular white. And we're going to do some ink blending because it's got the lemon lolly and then it goes into the bubble bath. But I also brought strawberry slush. So we're just going to play with it and see how it goes. So let me get these papers out of the way for right now. I need a bigger table. So I always try to start with the lighter color. And we're just going, oh, I probably shouldn't cover up the sample so you guys can see. Do I need to zoom in a little bit or are we all right? And I'm just going to start super light on the pressure and then just go darker and darker. Tanya and Juju, I know you know how to do all of your ink colors, but some other people watching may not know. No, I got it, Juju. I get it. So the fact that we're expecting snow and I don't have my coffee and a card tomorrow, I had overlapping commitments right around noon tomorrow. So now I can do my noon thing, which is an online webinar for the American Heart Association. Because of course it's that 5-year cycle where they change up all the materials, but don't change too much of the techniques. All right, I think maybe that's enough of the lemon lolly. And they may have actually used Timid Tiger instead. Maybe I should get some of that too. I was actually going to try to work with the Lights of Aurora bundle and paper, but I couldn't get it to do in paper what was in my head, so I may try to work with that tomorrow, because that paper is on the last chance list, and the bundle is not going to be a bundle anymore, and I think the stamps and the dies are on the last chance list as well. Ink blending is one of my favorite things to do. This is, for some of you, fussy cutting is relaxing. For me, ink blending is relaxing. I know one of the gals on my team says, it takes too long. I can't do it. I'm like, well, you have to start slow and just blend as you go. And I think we'll do the strawberry slush. Now I do have an old set where I've got some palm trees. Maybe I should pull those in. What do you think? Should I pull in some old product? Somebody watching might have something similar in their stash if they didn't order the new things. So the stamp set that goes with this and the dies have a roller coaster on it, and it appears to have come from an old paper pumpkin kit that we had, and I wasn't really keen on that paper pumpkin kit, so I didn't feel compelled to get the stamp set or dies because I didn't think I would use them. But I do like palm trees and tropical things. All right, so I'm just going to add a little whatever carryover ink is on my brush here. And let me go see if I can grab that other set. Paradise Palms. All I have to do is try to remember the names of things, and I have them in alphabetical order. So let's see if this set is in the mini catalog, and I'll show you the similarities, at least for the palm trees. So this is Beach Boardwalk. I don't know if it's an online exclusive. Boardwalk Fun. No, it's in the catalog. 47. All right, so this is the stamp set. And like I said, you know, this was part of a paper pumpkin kit. And I didn't have anybody really to send it to. Now I probably would, because our granddaughter really likes the rides at the amusement park. But I like the palm trees, but I thought, why should I buy it just for the palm trees? Because I know I have palm trees. So let's do it in the old palm trees here. So this is the Palms dies, and this is Paradise Palms. This is from when Stampin' Up! Didn't name the stamps and the dies the same thing. Now I have a black palm tree already. But I think we'll get some strawberry slush, some bubble bath, and maybe that lemon lolly. I know that's Timid Tiger, but maybe I should do Timid Tiger instead. We'll cut them out. We'll see which ones we like best. The black ones might actually be the best color for this. I don't know. But we'll cut out a couple and we'll see. I got a lot of use out of this set when it was active. I made quite a few retirement cards out of this. And I don't know, did this? Oh yeah, because it's got retirement wishes. So yeah, I used a lot of the die a lot, and it was actually kind of curved because I ran it through my machine so many times. But you can straighten them up by gently just kind of curling them the other way. So we can do these on here, or we can do the dark ones. I'll cut another one in a different color and we'll see what you think. Oh, I guess I don't need a bubble bath. A bubble bath right here. Oops. It's coming. There we go. We'll do another one in that color, and then we'll just kind of lay it out and see what we think. This could have probably made a good mask too. These don't want to pop today. A lot of the little bits and pieces are popping out, but not my whole piece. Sometimes when that happens, I just start running a piece of wax paper through, and then it kind of lubes it up so that it comes out much easier. Now we can also do a little bit of ink blending on our trees. I don't know if we want to do them in black. I mean, that's really, I think, pretty striking. The color is really a nice contrast. We'll do a Timid Tiger also. And I'm going to put a piece of wax paper in here. Of course, it's not at this table. And I'll show you how that should come back. You like the black? We can do more in the black. It is quite striking. So now you can see this came right out of the die without any trouble. And then the only thing you have to worry about is peeling off the wax paper, because sometimes that doesn't want to come off very easily. Like now, it doesn't want to come off. It gives it a nice effect, but it won't stay on there. All right, so let's go get some black. We'll do a couple more black ones. I tried to run it through twice, but it didn't quite make it through the second one. Maybe if I'd have run it through 3 times, it would have worked. All right, I'll get this out of the way. Those black ones are really pretty, aren't they? I could make 2 versions. I could make a pastel version and the black version. And then we just need to figure out we could actually stamp right on here and emboss it in black too. What do you think of that? I should probably cut this down to a layer size though, it's too big. I think we'll do 1/8 off of each end. That way it kind of keeps that uninked section on each side intact. Should we do some black embossing for the sentiment on here? And maybe we just need 2 trees. Maybe 3 is too many. And then we can decide if we want so I am asking you, and you say go for it, but now I'm wondering, what are we going for? 3 trees or 2 trees? I don't remember what I asked. But I am looking for my bone folder, or maybe the 2 cards, a pastel version and a dark version. We can do 2. But what did I do with my bone folder? Oh, there it is. I had my table all cleaned off here before I started, and I don't know what happened. So this could go on here. These could kind of go here. All of it, embossing. So those kind of look good together. And then if we do the tickets, we'll have to do another piece. This could go on the inside of the card too. So those are kind of cute. And then if we do the little tickets here, and this is like chewing gum and patting your belly or something. I can't talk and fussy cut at the same time, apparently. I always seem to get quiet when I start fussy cussing. I don't want any bad words to accidentally come flying out of my mouth. So a ticket there. Now the samples got us doing the stamping right on the tickets, so we can do that, and we'll do it in black embossing powder. Now this has all kinds of little ridges, and I'm just gonna randomly go up and down and hope nobody counts to see, oh, did she have exactly the right number of little bumpies in her fussy cutting or not? Just so long as it's a little bumpy looking, it'll be fine. I think I might like the lemon lolly one on top better. All right, Versamark. Let's find our black. Black. All right. Now I just have to find my stamp set, huh? All right, apparently thank you will fit on those tickets pretty nicely, so we're just gonna do a thank you. I have a couple thank you cards to send out for some orders that came in, so. Oh, they have that Y going off the edge of the page, the end of the ticket. I think we'll have it go right to the edge and we'll just let the T kind of go off the top. All right, so we're going to do a little embossing buddy here because we need as few little black speckles as possible. Hello, Vicki. Welcome. Well, that one actually seems to fit. And I should have probably, whoops, I shouldn't have put that upside down. I'm just random here. I should have my Pearson mat under here, but too late now. Oh, for goodness sakes. How are you tonight, Vicki? Some of us are bracing for some winter weather. I need to let some of that absorb, I think. That one's better. So Vicki, we're using the new stamp set that's the product of the month this month. We're using some new paper, and then I'm using an old die set because I didn't buy the new one. I need to let that sit too. Washington State, are you pretty much steady throughout the year? We definitely have distinct seasons here. For whatever reason, that's not sticking to the inside of there. That's not a good thing. We'll have to see how that looks embossed there. I didn't tap it as much. Hopefully that'll work all right. All right, heat gun. Yeah, we're really cold right now, and then we're supposed to have maybe even up to 5 inches of snow overnight here. Mediterranean. See, I could probably handle that, but I do like it warmer. The problem with warmer here in Wisconsin, and Juju, probably by you too, it gets really humid. All right, so those look pretty good. Let me just cover up my black embossing powder right now so I don't spill it. And then let's do another one of these because we're doing 2 cards. You might even be more humid than us. I'm thinking. So I'm just doing my standard card base layer, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. And see, when I think of Washington, I think of like, isn't Seattle kind of like foggy in that or not? Because that's how California along the coast is. I used to not understand what it meant for the fog to roll in until I went out to California for my grandmother's funeral. And the fog literally rolls in. Rolls down the mountains and the hills, and it's like tumbleweed, only fog form. Try to pick up some of this color from the edges. Oh, so you've got bay protection. All right. So that was Lemon Lolly. Now we're going back to the Timid Tiger again. I know, it does sound kind of crazy. Oh, it sounds creepy? The fog rolling in? I think maybe that's where they do some of the spooky movie filming. My mother and my grandmother used to tell me stories about when they would be going somewhere or coming home from somewhere, and the fog was so thick they would have a stick. This is like the 40s and 50s. They would have a stick outside the car, the passenger, so that they could feel the side of the road, because when in the hills, they didn't have guardrails and stuff. So you couldn't see the road or where it ended on the side. So the stick was there to help guide them on their way home. Yeah, no, there's no road there. Go to the left. That would freak me out, I think. I don't mind being a little bit of a daredevil, but I don't really want to roll off the road, right? And not see where you're heading. And having seen it, I'm thinking, no, that probably really is how it was. I don't remember. Did we do bubble bath on this one? I don't know. This is the strawberry slush. I think we might have just done the strawberry slush. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be the black ones this time anyway. Right? Your other left. Nope, that got kind of dark. It's all right. We'll just have to put a palm tree over there. Just a little bit of pink on there. Yeah, I wonder how many people actually rolled off the road, you know? Be kind of freaky. All right. Now, we could put one of these palm trees kind of off to the side and just trim it off. I mean, I went to all the trouble of cutting out 2 more of those, right? And then do we want to stamp right on here? Or do we want to use tickets like this one? So the other thing, oh, they stamped on here with the thank you too. let's do that. See, Vicky, your paper pumpkin was good. All right, let's get my scrap. Let's get the lemon lolly. So this sample shows just like some stamping right on the layer. Oh, you can't see that one. Guess we'll have to do that. Kind of like creating your own little DSP. And then we'll do some Timid Tiger. I think I'm going to do the Timid Tiger stamped off. We'll see. Well, everything can't be easy the first times, right? Can you imagine me doing a junk journal? Woo! And I gave you a comment that Juju won in the paper pumpkin versus Juju. You did your own thing. I thought it turned out good. That's pretty cute. I probably should have been doing this one at the same time. Oops, I think I just got my fingers in the ink. No, Juju, I was telling you that Vicky said you did good. And Juju, you did your own thing. Did I mix up the names? I don't know. Whoever you are. Whoever you are. All right, so now let's do these and see how this looks. With those little thank yous behind there. Now I kind of hate to cover up those words because they're kind of cute. How's that look? We'll have to just cut off some of those branches and put some embellishments and put it on a card base. That's kind of cute, hey? It's similar to the picture. You know, our granddaughter this morning or yesterday, she's like, Grandma, my mom says she has eyes in the back of her head. Do you? And I said, well, you know, it's more like, how did I say it? It's more of a sensory thing. You know, if you're walking up behind me, I can tell that it's you, but I might not really be able to see you. And she's like, see, I knew my mom was lying. And I said, well, you've put your mom's hair up in ponytails. Do you ever see eyes when you're doing her hair? And she said, no, I knew it. But Mom says her eyes are invisible. So she's smart. She's figuring stuff out. It's funny. Kind of like, I think I told you about the time she was eating chicken. And then it occurred to her that she was eating the very same animal that we have in the coop in the backyard. That was a cute conversation too. Poor thing. All right. But I assured her that we don't have meat chickens. We have egg chickens, and they're different. She was relieved by that. All right, let's go ahead and do these little, do our own designer series paper again. I should have thought ahead. Well, this one's not going to show a whole lot. We're just going to put strawberry slush on that one too. to wash this off. Well, she was relieved when I said we have egg chickens and meat chickens are different. Well, one of these days she's going to start asking if Santa Claus really exists, so we'll see what her mom wants, how her mom wants to handle that. Because it's not up to us to tell her the truth, I guess. I figure when they're old enough to start asking, then they're old enough to start getting some return questions. Wait till she learns about the eggs. That we eat the eggs that they do. Or something else. Because she did ask about if we didn't crack open the eggs, would a chicken grow? She's already asked that question. And I told her no, because we don't have a rooster. So, all right, we need some more tickets for here, and we need a card base. I'm going to go grab a black card base, and we're going to see how that looks. I think this is the right size. 5.5 by 5.5. I just have to score this. This paper is pretty fun. Even without the stamp and the dies. Of course, it did help that I had the alternate set. Then I think I want to put a piece of strawberry slush here as a layer. I think maybe those layers need to be a little bit smaller. Vicki, you had a video tonight. I have an alarm in my phone for, I don't know, sometime over the weekend you do a video. And I have an alarm on my phone to remind me to pull it up. So I think that gives us a little better border. And then this one, we're going to do 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to take 1/8 inch off of each side. And then 1/8 inch off of each end as well. So what did Vicki do tonight? Butterflies, roses. right. So now for this one, that can go up there. I wonder if I should just leave that with that thank you there. What do you think? Or do you think I should do tickets for that one too? So this one will have to cut a little bit off the edge. Yeah, I figure sometimes I just leave it running too, because then you guys get watch hours, right? And then what is that? Is it Kofi or coffee that Juju, I don't know if you do that one, but I know Vicky does that one. KOFI? Is that like another video platform or what is that? Or is that a store? So many things I don't know about. Should I emboss on that one or not? Oh, you do that too? Is it coffee or Kofi? Or Ko-Fi? Because when I first saw it, I thought, oh, coffee. Like, coffee. Oh, okay. You know, you might have told me that too, and I think I might have said I need to look into that for my stuff. One of these days, when I'm not so busy being retired, man. So this one, should I do the tickets or should I emboss right on here? Because I do, or I could even do just one ticket so it's not overloaded. Either way, okay. Well, let's go ahead and get this one glued down. Yeah, I had to get up really early this morning because, well, technically yesterday morning, because with our granddaughter here, we had to take her to school. I was going to go with, oh, yes, this one I didn't do the extra layer, did I? I'm just going to do this. And because it's about a half an hour drive, I was going to go with them, but she decided that just Papa could go. So then I stayed home and putzed around with stuff, and I should have gone back to bed. Put this one down here. This one will go on dimensionals. She is a joy. I'll put some of these up on dimensionals, but this one I just want to have flat. And whatever's hanging over, I'm just going to trim. I could have moved that just a little bit and I wouldn't have had to trim it, but that's all right. I don't remember exactly how I had that before. Just going to trim some of these pretty narrow. We'll see if I have these small enough. That won't work. This one's a little big. And then we'll just glue it on the bottom here. So that'll go there-ish. Let's put a couple little dimensionals on here too, just to give that a little bit of a lift. These scissors are getting pretty dull. I think that's kind of how I had it. I don't remember. I was trying to camouflage that trunk a little bit. So the Joyful Art Time show is only on Tuesday. No more Saturday. I wonder if I kept, or if I caught one of the Saturday ones, because I know was Pam interviewed a while back. It seems like I caught one of you gals getting interviewed. Oh, that one should have been a little bit longer. So I think what I'll do is I'll just make this one a little bit shorter, and nobody will ever know. There, they'll look the same. And then I think the sample has, yeah, the sample has these clear dots. As embellishments on here. That's pretty cute. All right, so let's do I guess we'll do another ticket, because if I try to stamp over that hi Bon Bon, if I try to stamp over this one and emboss it, I'm sure it's going to look stupid. And I don't want to have to color, I don't want to have to do ink blending on another piece. All right, so Vicki, you digitize your art. So does that mean like you create PDFs and people buy the PDFs, or is it in some other format? I'm just picking all your brains so I can figure out new things to do. All right, let's do another ticket piece. There we go. I'm thinking maybe that one. And I think I'm only going to do one ticket on this card. How are you doing, Bon Bon? You know, I should probably emboss on here first in case I screw it up. Then I haven't fussy cut it for nothing, right? I was brave and daring on the other ones, but okay, where did I, oh, here's the stamp. I have to clean that. So Canva basically puts it in a photo format, right? A PNG, whatever that is. All right, Pearson Matt's coming in this time. I'm just letting this kind of set on here because my Versamark might need more ink on it. There's one little speckle right in there, but I'm going to leave it because if I try to brush it off, I'm going to brush off too much. Well, good luck with selling your first journal. All right, let's bring this heat gun in here again. Sorry it takes me longer than Juju's heat gun. She's got one that'll burn your house down. This. I have some really old photographs that were like probably my grandmother's and my great aunts and my mom's things. And none of them are written on, so I have no idea who any of these people are. There's a couple of them that I recognize. And I'm thinking those would probably work really well in some of the journals, right? Or do real photographs not work so well? I know when I watch Juju, most of the elements seem like they're reproductions, not actual photographs. All right. Okay, for a memory book, even if I don't know who the people are, I can only make the deduction that they are related somehow because they were in the possession of my mother. But they're old photographs, and even on the back they're like guaranteed not to fade. So they're in good condition. Not like some of the photographs you get now that don't look good after a while, right? I was thinking we could put this bubble bath one behind there, but I don't like that. Maybe I should just put that on top of the palm trees. It's kind of got to go up here, though, I think, because of... I don't want it to look like I've got two separate sentiments on there. So let's put some dimensionals on this. Do this one first and just glue. Okay, I'll have to try to find that maybe. Now that I'm trying to do a little bit more memory keeping things. Was that Christmas Day? Let's snip those off before that sets anywhere. And now that I'm thinking of it, I have to snip these off too because they're too long. I feel like I'm trimming a dog's toenails. All right, so for those of you coming in late, we're using the product of the month for the sentiment. We're using the Beach Boardwalk Designer Series paper. And then I'm using an old set of dies, Palm something or other, that's retired because I didn't get the stamp set and dies that went with this paper. Maybe that one down there. I think that might work. Maybe that'll work better. I'll put this on first. Oh, okay. You find it for me, Vicki? I'll put that there. This can go up a little bit higher then. I'm just going to put a little bit of dimensional on this side, I think. And then we can use glue for the rest of that. And is Junk Journal magazine a paper magazine, or is that online? Because that's not something I'm familiar with either. Of course, if I was to get some of the stuff to use to make all of those, I don't know where I would put it. My crafting space is so full. And I love it all. So this is like a something old, something new, but I don't have anything borrowed and nothing's blue on here, but that poem just came to my head. Just making sure these dimensionals don't peek through the front. I'm trying to cut them small enough so that they won't show. I like having paper magazines, but then it's clutter. Because usually when I get a paper magazine, I read it from cover to cover because I feel like I want to get my money's worth out of it. And then if I get magazines online, I forget they're there. And then I don't read them. I have a hard enough time remembering that I have books online to read. Just seeing where I need to cut this off. This glue bottle's just hanging on by a thread. All right, let's put a few of these little clear gems here. Where's that cover? That doesn't want to come off. These gems are a little backwards to me because usually they put the little ones on the top and the bigger ones at the bottom. The bigger ones are above the smaller ones. But I'm going to use 5 on this one, I think. Put one more little one, maybe over here. All right. That's our wrap. So let me pull in the sample that I was working off of. Yeah, audiobooks are pretty good. You know, I used to listen to audiobooks when I commuted to the VA in North Chicago when I worked there because it was like an hour commute for me, 60, 65 hours or 60, 65 minutes ish, unless it was snowing and I got gang plowed and then they don't let you pass. So here is our sample, our little inspiration. And here's what we turned it into based on what I had available. Now I have a big mess of stuff to put away again. Story of my life, right? The life of a crafter. So which is your favorite? Black or pastel? Let me try to zoom in a little bit here. See if those all show. I think I like the black one better. What do you think? The black does have such a nice contrast, doesn't it? It seems like there could be something down at the bottom, but I kind of like that open space too. Probably. That's all right. Nap time. She has to get up earlier than me. So as a reminder, anybody who's local to me, our coffee and a card has been postponed until next week, Wednesday, because of the weather. I will still be hopefully working in my studio space tomorrow during the day when I would have been at my coffee and a card. And then I'll be back in, what, like 23.5 hours? 24, 20, I don't know. I'll be back around midnight. Thank you for popping in, everybody. This is the beach boardwalk. If you're interested in it, and if you don't have a demonstrator, feel free to reach out to me or check out my store, latenightLori.stampinup.net, for all the things related to this. Let me see what page that was on again. I think 40 something. We're at page 46 starts this suite. So here's some other samples in there. And there's a set of dies with the Ferris wheel. There's a stamp with the roller coaster and some of the palm trees, but since I didn't get that, I used an old set. There are also some puffy embellishments here that's got like the tickets, some balloons, cotton candy and whatnot, and this paper, super fun paper. Let's see if there's any on the next page. Yep, there's just a couple more samples on the next page. Looks like that's a die, but I didn't, oh, maybe? Interesting, because there's the cars and the Ferris wheel buckets. So you must just put the, excuse me, you must just put the cars on the stamped image. That's kind of fun. Very fun. All right, well, everybody enjoy your day. Thank you, Vicki. I will look for that link and I will take a look at that and give you a thumbs up or a like or whatever is appropriate for the video. And until next time, happy crafting. Thanks for popping in, everybody.